Hi guys, welcome back to Gunk's YouTube channel. I'm Olivia and today I'm going to be doing a makeup look all about spring and summer 2022 trends. I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start out with the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. The reason that I'm going to use this primer is because it has luminosity to it, which for spring summer 22 is very big on glowy dewy skin. So it's just a kind of cream formula. And I'm going to actually apply this everywhere because the skin, as I said, for this spring summer is glow. This is also really nice if you suffer with dry skin because the cream texture not only kind of fills and lays over dry skin, but it's also going to help with the dewiness of the skin. So this bit's optional, but I'm actually going to add a second kind of primer, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. You can get loads of other highlighting fluids. You can mix them with your foundation, but this is just the one that I really like. And again, I'm actually going to apply this all over because this gives a really nice filter to the skin and kind of creates this blur, which for someone who has problematic skin is really nice. And I'm just going to take a sponge and press that all over the face. Because we're going for that summer 2022 glowy skin, I would recommend a foundation that was light coverage, really dewy, or if you have really oily skin, a kind of semi-matte, maybe like a satin finish to the skin. So for me, I really like the L'Oreal True Match foundations. I find these to be really blendable, and you can really mix the coverage to a really full or really light. So I'm actually going to take two colours and just mix them just to get my perfect shade. I'm going to take a pump of the light and a very small pump of the darker. And I'm actually going to mix that on my hand. At this point, if you did want to even add a little bit more luminosity to your foundation with some highlighting drops, you could do that now. As I've already had two primers underneath, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have enough glow. And I'm actually going to start in the middle of my face just because that's where I would need the most coverage. And again, because we're going for that super dewy skin, I'm going to use a beauty sponge. I would normally use a brush and a sponge, but because I want that really soft bounce look, I'm going to go in with a sponge. So as you can see, I've got a really dewy skin, and I haven't gone too heavy with the coverage, but if I did want to add a little bit more coverage, I would just take a tiny little bit more foundation and, like I said, concentrate it in the areas where I have problematic skin. But because we're going for a soft summer look, I'm not going to do that today. Moving on to the second trend, which will be fluffy eyebrows. Now, for spring summer 2022, it's going to be really soft fluffy brows, no harsh lines. So my two necessities will be an eyebrow pencil, this one's from Revolution, and a brow gel. So you can either go for a tinted brow gel if you don't want to fill in your brows, or you can go for a clear one. So I have two options. I have the Benefit Brow Setter and the Beauty Crop BFF. And I'm actually going to go for the Beauty Crop today. So for eyebrows, all I'm going to do is brush them up and just fill in some slight areas around the front of my eyebrow where they just need a tiny little bit more filling in. And the best way to draw on fluffy brows is to push all of your hairs up. So I'm going to just start from underneath and just slightly fill in that little gap, and I'm going to take the pencil and flick it to create brow strokes. And then taking the Beauty Crop Gel, I'm going to brush my eyes. So it's a very, very small brush. And what that's going to do is going to grip every hair, but it's also going to allow me to really manipulate the hair. And take my time to first coat the hair with the product, and then go back in and bring the hair up. The next part of this look will be Pastel Eyes, which is going to be a massive trend for spring summer 2022. And I have this eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay, and it's got a wide range of pastels, and we're going to do a two-toned pastel look with this. Because we're going to be using some colours for the base and they're going to be quite soft colours, we still want that pigment to come through. So I'm going to use the P. Louise base in Rumour 1, which is just a really good shade for my skin tone. Because we're going to do a two-toned eye look, I'm going to go for the pinks and greens, which are big colours for spring 2022. Obviously you can use whatever colour you want. I know the purple is also a really big colour. If you'd like to see a spring look, there is a reel on our Gunk Instagram page, which will be in the link down below, and you can see a reel of a spring summer look for purple eyes as well. This is also going to be a really soft look, so everything about the spring summer 2020 looks is going to be very soft. So even though we're using bright colours, we're going to keep it really soft and gentle. So I'm actually going to take this slightly lighter, more purpley pink first, and I'm going to apply that into the inner corner. So now I'm going to just slightly pick up the darker shade and just move that along as a nice transition colour. And I'm just going to apply that near the centre of the eye. And even though we're going to keep this soft, I am going to create a more of a winged eye, just because that suits my eye shape really well. But you can go for whatever shape that you think suits your eye shape or that you want to create for this look. Now we're going to go and apply the green shadows. So I'm actually going to go for this green shadow here. And like I said, you can leave it however you want, but because we're going to follow some trends, I am going to start diffusing it. So I'm just going to take a large fluffy brush and I'm just going to start going over the edges. And because green is a slightly temperamental colour, you want to make sure with green that you're always being really careful where you blend, because you don't want to blend it out too much so that it looks like a funny colour or might look like a bruise. You want to keep the colour really concentrated. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more pink and just intensify that colour now that we've blended. I'm just going to take a small blending brush and a little bit of the pink and use that just to diffuse some of that colour. And then for lashes, I'm just going to pop on some mascara. You can use fake eyelashes if you want, but I'm just going to stick with some mascara. Now for skin, we're going to stick with really light products. So I'm going to use a cream blush, a really soft kind of goldy highlighter, and a neutral matte bronzer. It looks very dark compared to in the camera, but it's not as dark in real life. So with the bronzer, we're going to take it very lightly, and we're going to go all around the head. We're just going to warm up the face. This isn't necessarily about giving the face a lot of definition. It's more about creating a really nice tanned look. Obviously, if you're not a fan of bronzer, you can skip this step, but I'm quite pale. For blush, I'm going to take a liquid blush, and this actually can be used on the lips as well, which we're going to do. And blush has become a really big trend for spring summer 2022. So we're going to apply quite a liberal amount of blush, and we're going to apply it quite high on the cheekbones So kind of where you would usually apply a highlighter, that is where we're gonna go. Up in the nose. And I'm actually gonna apply it on my lips. So I will go back and sort the lips out, but we're gonna go in with, to blend in the blush, and I'm just gonna take a beauty blender to do that. I'm just gonna make sure we get it round, and then I'm gonna take it round, kind of draping round the cheek. A little bit on the nose. And then for the lips, keeping to the same tone, I'm just gonna use my finger and diffuse the colour. So we're still keeping the lips really, really soft and very natural. And then for highlight, we're just going to take this, and I'm actually going to go in circles and just kind of take it all over the face, again for that dewy look. Take a little bit more bronzer just to make sure that blush is really settled into the face. And here we are, this is the finished look. Obviously this is all of the trends put together, you don't have to wear them all together, but it's a really fun spring makeup look if you wanted to try something a little bit bold and out there. So thanks for watching guys, let us know down below what other videos you'd like to see from us, and don't forget to check out all of our other socials on Facebook, Instagram and our podcast, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!